In general, how to make it, if the company has one truck or if there is more than one truck, how to make it more the driver or the carrier don't see this one, hey, I got to stop. It's going to affect me. It's going to make me negative on my way I make a living. The brokers and the institutions are going to see this and this. I will have a negative impact on that stop. How do you make the carriers or the drivers to ease on that?
Just want to make sure his point, continue to organize. Minnesota Truck Association is a good resource for you. If you're not, find them on the website, be part of that, become a membership for them, and it's super helpful for you to continue to get educated. We are a new community. These are some challenges, but we're able to hopefully solve.
Yeah, so the Minnesota Trucking Association represents fleets, whether you have one truck or multiple trucks. So in fact, this is our sheet here, kind of the blue and green. And you can see here that if you have want to learn more about us, you can go to our website. If you have specific questions, if you have any interest in becoming a member, I will stress we serve our members, and if you're not a member, well, we will help you and answer our questions the best you can. We focus on what our members ask. But what I will say is one of the things that I was really hoping to accomplish today as an organization. This is Mike Glover. Mike is on our board of directors of the MTA. And you have here the top 2 people in the most important agencies that affect you.
What they can be doing. I also represent a lot of child care associations, small businesses, and many times when there are truckers, our brothers and fathers look for support, it's good to know that we can have them guide them to you. The biggest thing, I think, for the state of Minnesota is to recognize that our community is the biggest population that are in the trucking industry, and lack of education, lack of communication is the biggest challenges. And having you, having Sam Makab there as the people to speak to them, the people that they've chosen to be at the office, is very amazing to have. Thank you.
Can I add on one more thing? I wanted to say that I think you should hire a liaison, someone that can work with the community, as well as the way stations. Sometimes there's a language barrier. Exactly. So I think you should consider or interviewing people that can maybe take on these jobs when these truck drivers have language barrier, they could come in and facilitate that.
So a lot of our drivers, I'm a carrier based out of Columbus, but 75% of the drivers are from Minnesota. And a lot of the things that we've actually noticed is the language barrier. A lot of these people get their licenses and their CDLs because there's a lot of, translations of the Somali language, obtaining their license. Once they get their license, a lot of these people don't know behind the books and learning, and actually in the real life situation, it's kind of different. Right. So we train our drivers both in Somali and English, but at the same time for DOT and the state troopers, when these guys get pulled over, majority of the issues is they realize the issue after the violation or something happens. So what is it that we can attack, or approach the language barrier from the state trooper aspect, the way stations aspect, because that is a lot of where the problem comes from.
How do you enforce the personal conveyance when it comes to logbook?
Personal conveyance for me is if you're moving your load further down the way you want it to go, right? You're violating the personal conveyance. If we're going from Minneapolis to St. Cloud, and you go personal conveyance from Minneapolis to Maple Grove, and then continue on to St. Cloud, and you're under a load, I would say you're violating your personal conveyance because you're progressing your load for that distance.
Hi, my name is John Houselodden. I'm president of the Minnesota Trucking Association. We're here at the Bar & Coil Center today, having had a meeting with the Somali trucking community, and the Minnesota Trucking Association brought in the head of the commercial vehicle section for the Minnesota State Patrol, Captain Robert Zach. and we had Charles St. Martin with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, and then we had Nick Folger, one of the inspectors. The whole goal was to create connections, to give the community the opportunity to talk directly to the State Patrol and the enforcement groups, to share what's going on roadside, what they're experiencing out there, and to create dialogue and interaction and communication. We had a great meeting. We had close to 30 participants, so we look forward to working with the community. Our goal is to help all trucking companies be safe and successful, and we think today's meeting was one step forward in doing that.
My name is Chuck St. Martin. I am the Division Administrator with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. We had a great meeting today with the East African community. Talked about a lot of concerns, working on the trust issues that we have, and hopefully we'll have a lot more communications going forward. This is just the first step.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Maanta halkan waxaan soo xirnay shir aan kulahayn oo aan isku keenay dadka truck drivers ka ah oo Soomaalida ah oo truckyada waaweyn wata xafiiskayga iyo Minnesota Truck Association ayaa isku yimid cabsi badan iyo dacwo badan oo ka soo hooyatay dadka darawalada ah oo lagu dhibaayo meelaha way station tigidee la siinayo waxyaalahaas oo kale ayaan ka wada hadalnay waxaan invite garaynay dadka xukuma Federal Highway Transportation iyo State Trooperska aad bay uga jawaabeen su'aalaha dadka qabeen concern-koodis wax bay uga jawaabeen marka bottom line-ka waxa waaye dadka marka horeeto driverska they have to inay isbaraan ama educate themselves waxyaalaha ruleska ah number 1 number 2 hadii wax ay complain oo gaar ah u arkaan waa inay soo gudbiyaan lana xiriiraan dadka meesha xukuma hadda waxaan u sheegayaa badanaa wait station-ka laga qaylinayo Stillwater 94 ku yaala way station kaas waxay dhahan Soomaalida badan baa pull over lagu suubiyaa saad u ogtiin shaqadan ama gaariyaashan waa gaariyaal aad u weyn marka khasab waaye mar walba sharciga in la ilaaliyo la fiiriyo mid walba waxaan rabnaa community inay ka mid noqoto dadka badanaa inspection ka qabta wadada Jannabiyad Soomaaliya u baahan yihiin hadda dad bay haargareynayaan website-kooda gal be part of the process idinkuna isku advocate gareeya training-na way ballan qaadanay halkan ku suubinayaan
I'm Captain Robert Zach. I'm the commander of the Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Division for the Minnesota State Patrol. And tonight we did a listening session with the Somali community, the Trucking Association. We did it in partnership with the Minnesota Trucking Association and the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. And we had a lot of good questions tonight. I think we got a lot of good answers out, and there's some good community relationship building. And we look for the partnership to continue in the future.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Magacaygu waa Khaliil Cabdullaahi Xasan. Halkan marka hore waxaan rabaa inaan uga mahadceliyo Minnesota Somali Network TV oo nasiyan Janiska noo siiyeen in aan maanta aan fikradeena ama markino ii sheeg waxyaalaha aan dhisayno ama hawsha aan wadno in aan halkaan ugu soo gudbino dhammaan markino ummadda Soomaaliyeed ama markino ii sheeg dadka Soomaaliga ku hadlay waxaan halkaan aan ka wadnaa hadduu Ilaahay yiraahdo association aanan loo kala harsaneen oo markino ii sheeg dhammaan dhalinyarta Soomaali oo markino ii sheeg meel walba ku dhibaataysan ha noqoto markino trucking industry-ga ha noqoto markino ii sheeg any transportation ha noqoto halkaan waxaan u diyaar u nahay maantana aan markino uga soo qayb galnay shirkan meesha ka dhacay u jeedaan oo iskugu imaanaysay DOT Highway Patrol iyo dhammaan markino ii sheeg xildhibaanadii xaafadan isugu imaanayeen marka hadduu Ilaahay yiraahdo waxaan markino ii sheeg aan idinka soo gudbin doonaa arrimahaas dhammaantooda wixii lagu meeshan aan ka wada kala kulannay iyo dhalinyartii halka iskugu timid oo markino ii sheeg aan isku aadinay oo markino su'aalahooda iyo jawaabahooda sidii ay rabeen ay u heleen oo laakiin wali haddana markino ii sheeg u sii dhigtay mar dambe in ay markino ii sheeg fursad dambe meeshan ay ka helaan
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dhammaan dadkii inta ku qayb galay geedka eedeedaan maasinyin walaal ku hadlaayna waa walan baahan yahay may rajayaan mar walba intaan nagadan dadka dawladda ku socda ستيتك فدرالك iyo meel raay qaybta oo booliiska iyo shariifkaba marka barnaamijyada geek inta lagu ka hadlay wal eed unan ka baahanayniyo may rajayna inta haneen badan eedan ma hasanta yana meel walba oo danta guud Soomaaliya lagu ka hadlo yana mar walba kooyso heeganata dhammaan dhalinyarada ee dadka ku qayb galayaalka dadkana fiirso doonab eedan ma sitiin assalamu alaykum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh